Zach Taylor, KD Blackburn, and the Bengals, well, they're upset, and they should be. Hi again, everyone, and welcome in to Cincinnati Bengals Talk. I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for watching this video. So thank you so much for reaching out. It's been a few days, which you're, especially in season, used to seeing me hopefully daily. But yeah, we're back at it here, and I have a special announcement coming up in just a second here on CBT towards the end of the video. So you're going to want to stay for this whole thing. But real quick, before I get into Zach Taylor, KD Blackburn, what the NFL owners decided on Friday when it comes to the Bengals playoff hopes, implications, how the AFC is going to look with the Bills-Bengals game being canceled and essentially not existing after what happened. I got to give a shout out to Andrew Fox Miller and Elise Jesse because I've been gone all week. It's been an unprecedented week. I was there Monday night, but out Tuesday, out Wednesday, out Thursday, and even today, Friday, not at full capacity yet. And yet they've been killing it. And so shout out to them, whether it was the OT, whether it was Elise getting Zach Taylor and Joe Burrow yesterday, getting T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, just awesome stuff from them. So, yeah, show them plenty of love. But let's dive into this a little bit, the football aspect of it. And from a Bengals standpoint, going into Monday night's game, they controlled their own destiny for the 2 seed. That's no longer the case. Going into last week's game, they controlled their own destiny in the AFC North, and now suddenly they're AFC North champions. But with this new rule, or new petition, essentially, that got voted on and owners passed it, 25 votes said yes, 8 said no. So KD Blackburn, her message to owners almost worked. They needed 9 no's. They did not get 9. But that said, they got 7 no's rather, excuse me, because 25 said yes. Bad at math. Point being, the Bengals now, if they lose to the Ravens on Sunday, despite finishing with a better record, having a better winning percentage, there's going to be a coin flip that's going to decide whether or not they play the game in Baltimore. And no coin flip on whether or not they get the 2 seed. No coin flip on any of these other crazy circumstances. And that bothered a lot of Bengals and certainly those within the organization. And it should have. It should have. Because if you would have told me 5-6 weeks ago, or at the bye week, let's just use the bye week. It's a good pivot point. Oh, well, the Bengals are going to open the postseason on the road. Well, no one would have flinched there. But what have they done? They've won 7 straight games. The Bengals played their way into the number 1 seed conversation. And I get it. I understand that it was really far-fetched, especially with the way Kansas City has found a way to pull out some of these games against Houston and Denver specifically, to think that the Bengals were going to end up with the 1 seed. But there was a chance. And so there's no chance now of that. And yeah, the AFC title game can be played in a neutral site. We know that. All right, fine. But the road there, the Bengals, if anything, if they've done anything in the second half of the season, it's earn a home playoff game. Maybe they don't get the 2nd seed. Maybe they wouldn't have beat the Bills on Monday night. But home playoff game, that wasn't even a thought. And yet here we are, part of this proposal that did get passed. So whatever you want to call it, this new rule change in the middle of the year, is that if the Ravens beat the Bengals on Sunday at Paycor Stadium, that a coin flip, 50-50 chance, spoiler, is going to determine whether it's at Paycor Stadium or at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore. And that sucks. And you know why it sucks? Because Zach Taylor doesn't say much, and he certainly doesn't have much of an attitude. And yet Friday was certainly frustrated. He says, quote, he told reporters, quote, "As far as I'm concerned, we just want the rules to be followed. And when a game is canceled, that you just turn to a winning percentage to clarify everything so we don't have to make up the rules. There are several instances this season." And by the way, winning percentage, the Bengals would have the better winning percentage for what it's worth. There's several instances this season where the club is fined or people in our building are fined and we are being told to follow the rules. It's black and white in the rule book. Now when we point out rules, you're told to change that. I don't want to hear about fair and equitable when that is the case. So what this team will do is control what we can. And I understand that logic, and I'm going to get to more of that in a second. This is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And I'm smiling because it's like, really? This is what we're talking about? So the Bengals and they did the right thing on Monday night. That's fair to say, goes without saying. I'm so excited and happy that Damar Hamlin is trending in the right direction and is breathing on his own and got to FaceTime with his teammates, and everything seems like, he's going to recover here. And no, I don't know if he's going to play. I don't know any of that, and doctors were asked that and they said the same thing. But I love that he's progressing. And because of that, I don't want this aspect to get lost in it. How the Bengals handled Monday night. That game meant so much to this organization, in both organizations. And Zach Taylor, Joe Burrow, the organization said, we get it. We understand. That's our NFL brother. And we're going to stop this game and we're not going to play it. They deserve all the credit for it. But they don't deserve to be penalized for it. And that's how this feels. Whether or not it's true, whether or not that's the logic, it doesn't matter. And I think some people are going to say, well, just go out there and kick the Ravens' tail and then they already won the AFC North. And no celebration, no nothing. They control their own destiny going into Monday night. And what if they win that game? Well, then we're not talking about AFC North home away. So now it's a must-win scenario to get a home game against a team that you're probably going to have to play again. And that wouldn't have been the case had they won Monday night. So because they did the right thing, they lose something. And it feels like they lose more than anybody else. Because it's one thing to not have to play the AFC title game at home and play in a neutral field like Kansas City might have to do or the Bills might have to do. But to say, all right, Bengals, you're the hottest team in the NFL. You've beaten the Chiefs in this run. You could have beat the Bills, and that doesn't look far-fetched at all. You did the right thing. You're going to get the 3 seed, and you might have to go on the road to a team that, let's be honest, is not as good as the Bengals. Maybe Baltimore wins. Maybe they beat them in the playoffs. Crazy things happen in the NFL. The Bengals are better than the Ravens. Let's be honest here. It's frustrating. It's annoying. And so I get where you're coming from, Bengals fans. I get where Zach Taylor's coming from. I get where Katie Blackburn's coming from. They're making it up as they go, and someone got the raw end of the deal, and the Bengals did that. But what I like about it is towards the end there. And this video is going to be longer than you're used to. I got a lot to say. It's been a while. The end. Because this can absolutely drive you. Oh, you want to give us the short end. We're the best team in the AFC. We're the defending AFC champions. We did the right thing. And the phrase, nice guys finish last, like, come on. That's how it feels. Use it. Use it, Bengals. Use it not to just beat Baltimore on Sunday, but use it in these playoffs. Show everyone, because they're doubting you. They're doubting you. And that's the message. That's the mindset. So please roll with that. Please have that. Because no one should want to play you in this postseason, regardless of where it is. Where Baltimore, Honolulu, Orlando, Alaska, nowhere. I have one more thought on that and on these Bengals. And it's actually a personal thought, but since I'm going to be personal, the reason why I was out this week is probably the best feeling in the world. And my wife and I had our firstborn on Wednesday, and she a healthy baby girl, and she's doing great. And we just got back from her first doctor's appointment, and I thought that this was a great sign. So you never know. So you sign up and call the pediatrician while you're at the hospital, and you say, hey, can we get in, newborn assessment, all of those things, and everything went great. And we get into the room, and it's the only room in the building that has Joe Burrow, Bengals gear. So who knows? Maybe that's a good sign. But it's been quite a few days in the Rapien household. My wife was amazing, a soldier, and I went there after the game on Monday night. Full disclosure, to the hospital. It was planned out that way, and didn't have the baby till Wednesday, so it was a long couple of days for her. But we're so happy to have a beautiful baby girl. So really excited about that, about being a father, and everything that comes with it. And so, yeah, that's why I was out. Normally, a little bug or sickness or something, I wouldn't be out for that. So everything's good with me. Everything's good with us. But had to take a few days. So thank you. A lot of people messaged on Instagram or on Twitter DMs just to check and see if I was okay, because it is so unique during the season. Also, shout out to Jake Lisco for holding it down on Locked On Bengals as well, because I haven't been back. I'll be back on Sunday on the show, and we'll get things going. But really excited to be a dad and to watch her grow up. Little Quinn James Rapien, she's adorable, and so spoiled already. Her and her mom couldn't be happier. So with that said, the other part of this, and this is selfish, I'm not going to lie. Guess what? I'm human. I assume the Bengals are going to have a home playoff game, at least one. So it's Friday. The Bengals play Sunday, the 8th, January 8th. Do I really have to go on the road in a week with a newborn at home and cover this team? I thought I'd at least get a home game. And so that part, selfishly, it makes me furious. It is wild to me how well the Bengals have played. And you just kind of assume, all right, well, and look, I get it. If they had lost to the Bills 32-31, they'd have to win on Sunday to clinch the North. I get what the NFL would say. I do. But nothing I would like more than for the Bengals to win on Sunday. Selfishly, I don't want it to come down to a coin flip. I don't want to have to look for flights for Baltimore. I don't want to have to consider, do I stay home? Do I go? And people are going to chime in with that. And look, I'm going to make the right call one way or the other, and that's a family call. But I don't want to be faced with it. And I didn't think we would have that. I thought we'd have it the next week if the Bengals advance and get to the divisional round, could go on the road. All right, we'll figure it out then. In a week? Wasn't ready for that. So I hope that Joe Burrow and company, I hope they handle business. And it sounds like, well, the Ravens could be down to their third quarterback. Also, one other injury note. Sam Hubbard, good to go. That's great. That's great news. And so we'll see. We'll see if these Bengals can handle business. They've still won 7 straight. It's been a wild week, an emotional week, and now they've gotten a little more fuel. And so have I. So we'll have our prediction video on Saturday. It's going to be a little weird. Schedule's a little different than normal. I've went on long enough, but yeah, I'm really excited, really happy. And yeah, we didn't even throw a sponsor on this. Nah, it's all about Quinn James and all of the craziness that's happened in Bengal world over the past couple of days. So for Andrew Fox Miller, our channel coordinator, shout out to Elise Jesse as well. Again, they held it down while I was out, and yeah, I will talk to you guys soon. But yeah, I plan on being there Sunday, home game, real easy. Trip right down the street and can be back in a flash. So for Andrew Fox Miller, I'm James Rapien. Thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. Ring the bell. I'm James Rapien, signing off for now on CBT, Cincinnati Bengals Talk.